Today we are completing Phantom Muspah Manipulator, which is a Grandmaster tier combat achievement, and it is a perfection type, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the first Grandmasters I've done for this type, and yeah, we'll see how we go. So it involves, the description says it involves killing the Phantom Muspah whilst completing walk straight, pray true, spaces tight, and can't escape. So if we click into here, so it doesn't give us any information on how to complete this, but walk straight, pray true is a pretty easy one where you just avoid everything like the damage and that sort of thing. So it's sort of like a perfection type in a way, because you have to avoid all the damage except for the chip damage, which you'll notice hits, you know, about 2 to 4 usually, which you'll notice through your prayer. Space is tight, that's where you need to kill it in the 3x3 radius of the spikes, which is pretty easy, but there's a bit of a trick with doing that at the end. And can't escape is you can't have run on at any time in the instance of killing the Phantom Muspah. So yes, these aren't very hard individually, but together they can prove a challenge, because it's sort of like, you know, it's just having the method right and then just perfecting it. So I'll show you the best way to do this today, the most easy way I could think of, and I hope this helps a lot of people who struggle with this and need possibly an easier way to get this done. So doing an inventory and gear setup for this, we're using the full ancestral robe set, so we'll be using this for the most of the duration of the fight until after the shielded phase, or sorry, at the shielded phase where we will get out the range armor. So that's with the T-bow, dragon arrows, Zarat van braces, Pegasian boots, Seer's ring eye, Aver's assembler, and necklace of anguish. That's what we'll be wielding with the range. Then we have the Sapphire Dragon Bolt C, the Ruby Dragon Bolt C. We also have the mage set up here, so the Ancient Scepter, Tormented Bracelets, Occult Necklace, and the Eladinus Ward. The Saturated Heart for the magic bonus, which will raise it to 112 for 4 minutes, I think, or is it 5? Zarat Crossbow for the special attack, Divine Ranging Potion, 4 prayer potions, Arrest and Anglerfish. We have the Missouri set for the shielded phase and the last phase where we attack it when it's in the 3x3 spikes. We also have the don't need the Book of the Dead, sorry, ignore that one. Rune pouch you want for the ice barrage, and also a teleport. So the idea is to use as little switches as possible and use powerful magic armor. So, and also we set the Farcast of barrage to the Ancient Scepter, so it's got ice barrage there, and that way we can auto cast, so you don't need to Farcast, you can just auto cast it, which is pretty handy. So yeah, let's get going. You'll want to put up with the range potion, Saturated Heart, before you go in, and make sure run energy's off. So it's melee, so begin with the barrage and then get to the corner. If the first barrage doesn't stick, make sure you walk back or sideways before casting barrage at the same time, and you should get another stick for the barrage. So it's gone into the range, so I usually get about 2 attacks off in range, and if they hit, then I switch the prayer back from Rigor to Augury. So you might notice that during this, and it's just so I can stick the barrage nicely on the melee. So you can see here it's melee, I switch back to the mage gear, and I cast off a successful barrage, and Augury plays a big part in that successful barrage. So I'm just using my corners again, as you can see. It's using the special follow spike attacks, so it's usually good to try and DPS the melee a little so you can walk around with range whilst attacking through this stage, because you'll find it much easier. You won't have to just worry about the overhead prayers and just walk the spikes around without worrying the melee following you around, so it's pretty easy. So now that the spikes have finished, we can continue DPSing the range down, go flick back to augury soon to get ready for the melee form. So there it is, so you switch back to your magic gear, cast beverage to try and stick the beverage, walk back to get another one, and you should get a second successful attempt. If you don't and it attacks you, well then you'll have to just teleport out and try again. Obviously fire casting is a lot easier too, because you just got the auto attack, auto cast off the one weapon switching. So you can see it's now going to the cloud attack, so since we were in the northeastern corner we were able to get to the safe spot pretty easy. But if you find you can't, we'll just try and dodge the clouds as best as you can. So we stuck another beverage here. So walking back to the northeast corner from the west, and it's going back to range, so switch to range. So the main reason we're using the magic gear is just so we can get a quick successful barrage off. Doesn't matter how long this one takes. To see it's melee, back to the mage and stick the barrage with the augury prayer. And now making our way to the central, well not central but back to the cave entrance of the eastern side. So if you get here, we're just walking back again. If you don't stick the barrage, that's lucky. I got one without hitting anything. So we're getting ready for the shielded phase coming up. So just get ready to stick your last barrage for this one, and then make sure you don't go on the spikes either, because that will fail the challenge. Okay, so it's going back to the central with the shielded phase to begin. Make sure you're behind spikes to dodge that attack, and make sure you walk around these spikes to the shielded phase here. So this is where you have to either smite it down or sap the prayer with the enchanted bolt spec. I'd recommend, if you got enough food at this stage, which I seem to have, to just not even use smite, because you get lucky like this with the sapphire bolts. With smite you will find that chip damage might actually be damage with over, I've had attempts where it hits over 8 and then 8 or over, you know, you failed. So the shield here has gone down, and just get a few attacks off like I did, and then don't stop attacking it. So don't kill it, just get it to so you can kill it in like one nice shot or a few shots. Because this part here we're just walking around to make sure that the spikes go 3x3 and we're correctly praying overheads. So you can see it's a bit of a slow process, but slow and steady wins the race. Does come down to the wire sometimes with these. Sometimes it's not as close as this, but this one seems to have formatted a bit different, so it's very tight. So go in the center so you can get it 3x3. There we go. Now move out and now DPS it and kill it as quickly as you can. So this somehow went right down to the wire, and I got the kill luckily. There you go, congratulations, you've completed Phantom Muspah Manipulator. That's a Grandmaster done.